Hi, this is Tim with Shop Tour Reviews. Stick around in a few moments. We're going to go lightweight and ergonomic with Makita's new Sub-Compact combo. This is the Makita CX200RB, and it's their 18-volt sub-compact drill driver combo. So you get the XDT15 impact driver, and you get the XFD11 half-inch drill. Now the half-inch drill comes as a 2-speed unit. Also, both of them come with a 2 amp hour 18-volt battery. So you get 2 batteries with the kit. You also get their rapid charger with the kit. And if you know anything about Makita, their new rapid charger are really state-of-the-art because they include a fan and a vent, and that vent actually goes up through the battery. So you're not only cooling the charger when it's charging, but you're also cooling that battery, and that really allows them to charge these batteries faster than just about anybody else. So this is a really nice setup. Now, one thing you really know about us is we're big on ergonomics. And when I talk about ergonomics, I'm not just talking about a nice cushy handle. I'm talking about how does the drill fit in your hand? How does the impact driver fit in your hand? How does the overmold look? How does it feel? How does it resist things? After a long day, is it fatiguing? Is it nice and balanced? So when you say ergonomics, don't just assume comfiness, but what is the state of the whole package? How does it feel in the hand? How does it last all day? How does it feel at the end of the day? And one thing you notice about subcompact units is they're subcompact. So if they can do your work for you, then why not carry them? I will tell you, initially, I wasn't sure where these would land. I knew they were small. I knew I liked the form factor of them. I knew I liked the initial work of them, but I wasn't sure how much work they could get done. Now, I will tell you now that things have passed and the tests that we have done, I've been very impressed with the units, especially with the 2 amp hour batteries, because you can always step up to a 3, 4, 5, 6 amp hour battery and get more runtime out of these. But as I pushed them and as I pushed them longer into the test, I was concerned, would they overheat? Would overload protection kick in? And none of that happened. You can see here I took some 3/16 inch angle iron. In fact, it's a little bigger than 3/16. It's somewhere between 3/16 and a quarter, but still, I drilled 70 holes into this with a 1/4 inch drill bit, and you can see here as we drilled them, and just, had shavings everywhere. But it accomplished 70 holes, and the funny thing is I'd marked out 69, went ahead and drilled the 70th, and literally on the 70th, it did stop right at the end. I was able to pull the trigger again and get it to go through, but you can see we ended there on a single cell, and that's what we have here in the battery. So 70 holes is probably more than you're going to push through with a drill of this size. Again, this is a subcompact unit, so this is ready to do light work, but it is capable of doing some heavier work as well. So if you're a mechanic, if you're working on vehicles, if you're working on metal, and you're drilling through things like maybe building a metal shop, and you're drilling through some 16 gauge, 10 gauge, 12 gauge, you name it, and even in the 1/4 inch, it will get the job done. Now, if you're doing anything heavier than this, you're probably going to step up to its full-size brother to be able to do that. But I will tell you that I was impressed with all the work that it did do. You can see here we've got 2 speeds. We got 1 and 2. I did all the drilling in speed 2 there. You can also see we have a full clutch, so we've got 20-something options there, and then obviously the drill mode to lock that out. So you do get that full clutch work. Then you also have the full 1/2 inch chuck. So you can put a 1/2 inch shank drill bit in there and do some larger drilling as well. Now let's look at the impact driver, so the XDT15. Again, I was curious at how well this would perform. I knew probably running screws out of door panels, running bolts off of valve covers, running screws out of 2x4s, what have you, probably would not be a big deal, but I was curious of, would it do some larger things? So you can see here that not only did we do some self-tapping screws into the same type of 3/16 inch angle iron here, so we did 10 of these 1 1/4 inch self-tapping screws. We also ran in 20 2.5 inch construction screws, and it had no problem doing that. And then I really wanted to see, so I stepped it up and ran in 6, I believe it was 4.5 and 5.5 inch spax-style screws. And again, it had no issue doing that either. What's really neat about this impact driver, the XDT15 also includes the assist mode. Now what that does, that helps in not stripping heads of screws Also helps in not stripping bolts when you're trying to start them. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. So I've got a nut here that's in my, my offset wrench here. And then I've got the bolt here. So I'm just going to put this bolt into my socket. And all I'm going to do, I'll pull the trigger all the way open as I put it into that bolt. Now normally I would, you know, self-turn that with by hand for a few turns, but I'm just going to mate it up to the nut here and pull the trigger all the way. And you see I held the trigger all the way, but it started really slow. As it knew it was threading in, it got faster and faster and faster, and the impacts came on heavier and heavier and heavier. So that assist mode makes sure that it's not just giving full power, stripping those threads out. It assures that it's getting that bolt started as it needs to, and then it really puts the power to it to tighten it on down. So that's a really neat feature in this Sub-Compact series. We were very impressed with the CX200RB Sub-Compact combo from Makita. And it really did everything we threw at it. Now obviously it probably won't do every job in the shop, but it will do the majority of the mechanics we do, the woodworking we do, and so forth. So again, if I can carry a lightweight unit around rather than a full 18 volt unit, or even be able to do more than a typical 12 volt unit, and really and truly when you look at this, there's not a lot of difference between this and a typical 12 volt setup. So I would definitely opt for this Sub-Compact 18 volt setup. Check it out. It's from the Home Depot. It's $239. It's the CX200RB from Makita. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And have a great day.